everybody, today I'm going to tell you about some adaptations I make in my music class. The first one I'm going to talk about is modality. So for modality, one of the things I thought of was notes on the staff. And I teach notes on the staff the traditional way, using the finger staff to learn about the 5 lines and the 4 spaces. We do worksheets to practice note naming. Every good boy does fine, the mnemonics, the normal everyday acronym type ways. And then the other thing that I do is I actually use a staff on the floor, and I would love to show it to you, but unfortunately I had to pull it up so that they could clean my floor. But what I actually do is I have the students practice, okay, jump on the 3rd line, and they'll, jump on the 3rd line, or, put your foot on the E line, and they have to do it. And then of course we can make it into a little game, and I think it's much more meaningful for them because they're physically putting themselves on the staff like a note. So they're using more kinesthetic learning than just the visual. One of the other things that I do a lot of modification for is pacing. So all of my students are actually students with special needs. So one of the things that I did a lot of pacing with this year was ukulele. So rather than giving them a chord chart and saying, okay, we're going to play C, G, F, in that order, what we would do is we would practice 1 chord at a time. And then when I felt like they were ready, we would practice 2 chords, and then maybe 3. And we would slowly build up to playing a whole song. Where the pacing comes in is I have a couple of classes who weren't ready to play chord changes, so we would tag team it. And I would say, this group over here is going to play C, and this group over here is going to play F, and they would only be responsible for that 1 chord, and sometimes that's all they were responsible for was 1 chord, and sometimes that 1 chord was the only one they learned. So that was one way that I modified the pacing for my ukulele unit. So we've done modality and pacing. The other 2 are size and color, and I've done a lot of things with size and color, especially with playing instruments. So ukulele, I've blown up my chord charts really big like this, and I've actually color-coded them with stickers so that the sticker matches on my ukulele to what chord and what finger they're going to press, so that's been really helpful. I did a similar color-coding system with hand chimes, so the hand chimes actually have these fabulous colored dots on them, and then I would color-code their music, so they would not only be able to look at the letters, but they would also be able to look at the colors. And then as far as size goes, I've blown up, chord charts, staffs, rhythm, patterns, lots of things, and everything's always up on the board and in front of them on a stand.